Welcome back to Inside Bristol. I'm your host, Sheridan Nichols, and joining me today is Glenn Patterson. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
He is directing Les Mis, Les Miserables. What do you say when you say it?
Oh, usually just
everybody just says Les Mis, but it's coming to Theater Bristol, and opening night's just right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
So tell us about this production and what we should expect, and how exciting it is, I'm sure, to be directing something like this in Bristol.
Oh, it is very exciting. It's a very exciting show for Theater Bristol. For the theater, it's a huge step forward. It's a large cast. It's an enormous show, and it's a very popular show.
Right.
It's very well known, and it's been very exciting to watch the production start to come together and to look forward to everything that we're going to do between now and opening night to get it ready for the public.
Wow. So what now, tickets, because I'm sure everybody will want to come see it. So how do we get tickets? How do we go about that?
It's through the Paramount box office.
Okay.
They're handling the ticket sales on this. We have a gala opening on June 18th, and then we have regular performances on the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, and then the following weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay, so there's lots of opportunities. I mean, it's really amazing what Theater Bristol is coming up with these days. Do you actually select the next production, or is there a vote, or how do you decide?
Well, no, along with some input, the board selects the shows on the season.
Okay.
And then they find the directors to match up the directors with the shows.
Okay, so Les Mis, I mean, this is really just an amazing classic. Now, tell me about the cast size. You mentioned that in your opening statement, that's just a really big cast. How big of a cast is it?
It's a little over 50.
Wow. Okay, that is a huge cast. And what's normal?
It really depends on the show.
Okay.
You know, there are some shows that have, as few as, 6, perhaps 10.
Right.
Major musicals usually have anywhere from 20 to 30 in the cast.
Okay. So 50.
50. We had an enormous turnout of very talented people for the auditions.
That's great.
And it gave me the opportunity to cast more people than I would ordinarily be able to cast in a production like this.
Wow. So what about the stage and the settings and the costumes? And is everything coming together with all of that? Anything we can expect when we come see it that will just really wow us?
Well, it is coming together, of course. Theater Bristol is fully a volunteer organization. So there are a lot of people putting in a lot of extra time on the production. Okay. Camille Gray is handling the costumes, and she has, I'd be really hesitant to tell you how many, but it's a couple of hundred costumes that we've had to create or find out of the stock that Theater Bristol has. We've got several people working on the set, and we've got a flexible set.
Yeah, all right. Tell me about that, because I'm picturing when I saw it in New York, and of course and that was like at least 10 years ago, so it was a while ago. So yeah, what kind of set? How are you doing this?
Well, sometimes it's built around a revolving unit, and we decided not to go that way.
Okay.
Rather than that, we have several units that we're going to have on the stage that are movable.
Oh, neat.
And then we're going to use those in different configurations to create the locations.
Okay.
And one of the things about Les Mis is that it flows so very quickly from location to location at some points in the show.
Yeah. Tricky? Has it been a tricky show to do as a director? Or?
Well, it is challenging.
Yeah.
All shows create their own challenges. Mm-hmm. But with a show that's as large as Les Mis and as complex as Les Mis and as well known,
right,
as this show is, I think there have been particular challenges to be careful that we're doing the right things in the right order in order to make it all come together.
Wow, well, we can't wait. Is it a long show?
Oh, yes.
I didn't know if you'd are there ways to tailor it so it is going to be?
Well, not particularly. If you've read the book, most people haven't read the book, but the book is enormous. It's about 1,300 pages.
Oh, wow.
And they've cut that down to a musical. The musical has a running time of about 3 hours.
Wow.
And of course, there's very little spoken dialogue in the show at all. At auditions, I said, if there's more than 20 words in this show,
Wow.
I'll be surprised. It's almost all sung, but the music is written in such a way that you can forget that you're listening to people singing.
Right.
It just sounds like musical dialogue in a lot of spots, and then there are these beautiful, iconic songs.
Oh, absolutely.
That just grow out of that texture. But of course, the music really determines the length of the show.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Is there anything, Glenn, that I'm missing that we need to cover and let everybody out there know? Just get your tickets. You've got the 2 big weekends coming up at the end of June.
Well, we've got some very talented people in this cast.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure to cast it, and it's been a pleasure to work with them.
That's good.
And I think people are going to be surprised at the talent that they're going to see on stage and what Theatre Bristol has been able to bring to the production and put together for it. It's really going to be a big, ambitious show, and it's going to be well worth the effort that it took to create it.
Oh, for sure.
And it's going to be worth the effort to see it too.
Well, you need to get online or call Paramount and get your tickets organized so that you can come out and see this. Well, Glenn, thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it. And good luck in the next few weeks. I know those are always a little bit crunch time, I guess. I'm not sure what you call it in the theater industry.
Crunch time works.
Crunch time works. It's crunch time. So get your tickets. Les Mis coming in Bristol here in the next week or so. And thank you for watching us. Just stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.